Hey internets, it's Jake from Mini Terrain Domain, and this is Scribes and Scrolls. Never mind the weird little scramble that just happened. Seconds before we went live,
I'm still here.
Gary just screwed up his camera. So Gary is going to fix it and come back in a moment, which is going to mess up the surprise that I have for Dwight just a little bit. Oh, you're there, Gary.
I'm already here.
I thought you left.
I did, but I'm like a ninja in many ways.
Wow.
How did you come back in without actually having to be let in? I don't know.
These are the types of questions we don't ask.
Uh-oh.
All right, well,
Tell you, but
anyway.
tell you.
So, here we are, episode, or rather, book 7, Under a Red Moon, chapter 74. The Hills Have Eyes. And by way of announcements, I would like to remind you that you matter. Your presence on this earth makes a difference, whether or not you believe it. It is true. Sometimes you may find yourself struggling for any number of reasons, and we want you to know that you do not need to struggle alone. You can come into our chat at any time and type !help, and a couple of URLs will pop up. Including findahelpline.com. Gary, we're playing Pathfinder, not Cyberpunk.
It's terrifying.
What's happening, but it's very Cyberpunk.
I'm so scared I almost died.
Anyway, findahelpline.com, or you can check out takethis.org's growing list of resources, and we encourage you to bookmark those sites, save them for yourself, save them for a friend, and remember, you matter. I owe you 2 domain tones.
Oh boy.
With that single announcement and Dwight's surprise complete, Cari, what time is it?
It's time to find some paths, bitches, very quickly tonight.
Would have been even quicker if it wasn't for Gary's glitching camera.
You know what? He's still here in
No,
spirit.
I don't blame you, Gary, if you're having tech issues.
It's like you're a literal spirit.
Let me just do this. So, you, the adventurers, have recently, helped the town of Turtleback Ferry from some floodwaters, killed a couple of monsters, had a feast, had some good conversations. Cain and Teera had some conversations about Cain's Cain revealed that he has a daughter, and that he would like to keep his daughter safe, and that he is, in an effort to keep her safe, he's not even going to tell Teera her name. He told Teera that their mother is still alive. Irison is a winter witch, which of course Teera already knows. But he thinks that your mother will probably want his daughter to make her a witch. So he is also tracking down the mysterious Black Lotus in an attempt to save his daughter, to protect her from your mother. Additionally, you have all agreed to investigate to the north up the Skull River, a place called Skull River Crossing, to see what may have caused the floodgates and the dam to overflow. On your way, you crossed over a wooden bridge, began heading north on the west side of the river, when you started hearing the sounds of... It sounded like a bear in distress. You couldn't just let it go, so you decided to head on up into the woods to see just what's going on. And you've been sneaking your way up there when you discovered that there is a black bear caught in a trap. A bear trap staked into the ground, and there is a very large dog, mangy looking mutt that is barking and growling at this bear. Additionally, you hear the sounds of someone singing off key and several other hounds approaching. Yes, Dwight, everybody would have been at full spells, everything. You had assumed a full rest prior to setting off on this little section of adventure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll back the situation. You had actually started to see this ogre approaching, and I'm going to roll that back just a tiny little bit as you are all sort of sitting at the top of this hill in the trees. For the most part, a couple of you didn't do so good with your stealth checks, but it seemed that only
We're gonna try again.
No, it seemed that only the bear really caught sight of you guys. Okay. And the bear is currently, while growling and whimpering in pain, is currently has spotted you guys, and seems to almost be to have a renewed bit of excitement as it's starting to try to pull free, and it's kind of looking from all of you to the giant dog that, I mean, this is like a horse-sized dog. I described it as it's big enough that Marda or Flip could ride on this thing. And you can hear the sound of somebody approaching. They're singing, but you have a little bit of time if you want to try to do something. So we got a dog, we got a bear, and we got all of you. What would you like to do?
I'll pull my sword out. And I would just, I guess, are we still assuming that the bear is the only thing that can see us?
The dog has given no signs. The dog is just, it's mangy and it's just viciously, but it's not attacking the bear. It's just putting the pressure on.
Okay. I would lean to Flip and I'd be like, "Hey, goblin."
Hey, tall human with the weird sword and the long legs.
I got an idea. We need a distraction.
Okay.
So here's what we're gonna do, and I pull Flip in like a little closer to me, and I'm like, so I need you to run down that way a little ways, and I need you to make some sounds to try to drag that dog off, to try to distract it and get it chasing something else. And when you do, I'm gonna run down there and I'm gonna let the bear out.
I can make sounds without having to endanger Flip. Down there.
I give Mizya a look like maybe I wanted to endanger Flip, but no. And then, but I'm like, oh, all right. It's not quite as fun, but.
I mean, unless Flip, you would like to go gallivanting off on your own.
No, that sounds like a terrible idea. I mean, let's be honest. It must have been a bad idea. Look who it was coming from.
Oh.
That's not very nice. It's accurate, but not very nice.
Look, I'm a truth teller. If I was a DJ, I would be DJ Truth Bombs with a Z.
DJ.
That's right.
I'm not familiar with that one, but I'll take you at your word. Teera.
It's a dart jockey.
What sound would you say is best served for
I don't know,
distracting
something that
a dog?
Oh, I know. A pig. A boar. Makes sounds like a pig and he'll come for it. Just, I mean, I've never met a big dog before that would turn down a pork dinner, eh?
Right. Well, that sounds good enough, so I'll try that. And I'll just kind of point over in the direction where Teera had pointed, maybe into some underbrush. And I'm going to cast Ghost Sound as a cantrip, which allows me to create an auditory illusion of simple sounds volume equal to 4 humans, up to 4 humans shouting. So I'm going to make sounds of a couple of pigs rooting around in the brush.
Nice.
Off to the side there.
Marda,
Go ahead.
Well, Mizya is doing that. Can Marda cast detect magic around the bear?
Yeah.
Okay.
How does detect magic work in Pathfinder? Is it
So,
similar?
I learned the School of Magic for the
Oh,
highest
Jesus.
level effect within range.
Beethoven almost
that-
took a tumble and I got scared for a second. I'm sorry.
Oh, he's all right. He
He's
has his
short-footed.
claws like in.
Sorry.
If multiple effects are equally as strong, the GM determines which ones you learn. I can pinpoint the source of the highest level magic. I can, know it within a 5-foot cube.
You're targeting the bear.
I'm targeting the trap. Well, I'm targeting the trap, and then 30 feet out from that is kind of where it goes.
Okay. You detect absolutely nothing. Nothing from the bear, nothing from the trap, nothing from the hound. Anything in this area within that range is completely mundane.
Okay.
I think the way I'm going to mitigate your sounds of pigs, boars, is I'm going to make a will save for the dog. What is your spell save, Mizya?
I gotta remember where the hell that is. Is it 26? Yeah, 26.
The dog and it's looking from the bear to out in the woods and then looking towards this sound and it just suddenly takes off in the direction of where you
It
made.
worked.
As soon as the dog takes off, you can still hear approaching from just over the hill somewhere further down in the woods. You hear the sound of someone approaching. You hear the sound of more dogs. And the bear is now that the dog is gone, the bear is looking at all of you and sort of steps forward and is holding its paw that's caught in the bear trap and kind of makes a pawing motion towards it and then kind of looks pleadingly at all of you.
I sprint at the bear now that dog is away. I'm sprinting at the bear.
You sprint at the wounded bear. Awesome.
It's fine.
Fell right into my trap. My bear trap. A literal
Stop.
bear trap. No, you run up to it. And you hear, as you come running up to it, the bear does give a little bit of a... And then
I'm kind of like
it kind of...
Teera's trying to keep it like chill, even though she's like looking at the ogre and looking at the dog and listening for the pack.
You can't quite see the ogre yet. I kind of rolled that back, but you can hear it coming.
Okay.
This bear is caught in what looks to be a fairly standard bear trap.
Okay. I want to try to just is it like one of those claw cartoony like things? I just want to try to open the trap and let it go.
Yes, to do this, you need
like
to
a
make an athletics check.
Okay.
And I've just lost the DC. So yeah, make a make a athletics check.
Ugh, I'm gonna go ahead and use a hero point.
Okay, one of the pool.
Yes, please. I thought the pool was all that there was.
Oh yeah, that's
you
right.
get
There is
one.
no.
Still
You get a
get
hero
one?
point every session, don't you?
No, we changed that with
Oh.
these because you have 30 hero
With
points
these?
amongst all
Okay.
of you.
Makes
Well,
sense.
you guys will be very happy because the first one was that one, and this one is a 31 to get free the bear. Colors of the wind, bitches.
All right, it was a DC 28 strength check.
Nice.
Because this is a powerful bear trap,
Yeah.
and you are pulling on this trap. As Teera is pulling the trap open, Vornush'ka, Flip, Mizya, Marda, you see a figure you can just see starting to crest over this hill coming towards all of you. As you see the head of what looks to be an ogre and has 4 hounds of equal size of this first one. I'm actually going to... That's a fail. That's a fail. That'd be 17, 17, and 21. They all... So he's basically holding them by like chains. And you can see he's struggling, and then all of a sudden all 4 dogs just start barking viciously and take off in the direction of the sound of the pigs.
Yeah.
And you hear,
Yes.
"Hey, where you going? The bear's this way. Stupid dogs." And then you see the figure turn and start heading in your direction, and you can all see from your place of hiding that in just a few seconds, Teera is going to be spotted freeing this bear. What would you like to do?
Did I get the bear free? Is it free?
No, you're in the process of
I'm in
opening
the process.
the
Okay.
trap up as the others see this ogre approaching.
I will defer to my teammates.
I'm giving you one option to do something as the ogre approaches.
I turn to Marda. I don't have much left. It's not fireball or something similar. That seems like a bad choice.
Marda is thinking. A character
Oh, God.
sheet comes into her mind, and she tries to click on one of the spells, but it's not coming up for her. So
Oh my god, the countdown isn't fair right now, Jake. Back issues.
I have to Google it. 1 second.
While M is Googling it, please feel free to check us out on spring.com. At spring.com, we have all kinds of new designs, including ones for your favorite class, in t-shirts and sweatshirts and tank tops and so much more. Spring.com. Just search Mini Terrain Domain.
Okay, this is all I have. So Marda is going to quickly, in this similar direction to where Mizya put their sounds, the pig, you see a vaguely humanoid glow in shape in the distance that seems to move in that direction as she casts 3 dancing lights.
What is your spell save DC?
25.
You see this figure start coming up, and as you cast this spell, he just seems to move into a position where the tree, there's a tree, not the tree, you're in a forest, a tree is sort of blocking his line of sight to Teera and the bear, and he turns and looks in the direction of these lights in this shape, and you see this ogre. He has this just muscular, it looks like this ogre looks like if Little One or rather now as you've most recently known him, Vaughn Reed, if he didn't take care of himself. But also this ogre seems to In addition to being dirty and have little signs of sores and scratches and stuff all over him, he's got one side of his face almost looks like it's been burned. His right hand from the elbow down is one giant finger.
Ew.
Ew.
And he is, as he comes down this way, in his left hand, he holds a, what almost looks like a spear or like a hooked weapon. And he stops and he turns and he looks in the direction of these lights and he says, "Who's there? That's Hunting Bear. No concern of yours, lest you won't be hunted too. I suggest you move out. I'll get me dogs to biting on your bits."
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
Flip is going to he's gonna sort of step forward. He's gonna gently touch himself, and he's gonna stand sort of with his hands on his hips, and he's gonna say "flip." And as soon as he says that, his cape starts billowing.
Oh my god.
And he's gonna say, "Flip says, back off, jackass!" And I'm going to make an intimidate check.
What a badass. What a freaking hero, dude. Real quick, I'm just gonna pause and say this has been a real team effort. Good job, you guys. If this were a team building exercise, we would win.
So you're gonna make an intimidate check, which would be versus his
Will save.
would be versus his will DC.
Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead and attempt to intimidate.
26.
Interesting. His will DC is a 25.
Ooh. Wow.
He suddenly holds the spear forward, and you see him take that giant finger of an arm and sort of brace it against the spear weapon as he kind of looks startled, looks around, sees you. "A goblin? What's the goblin doing in the Greywood? You trying to take my bear?"
For the record, Ogre, I only look like a goblin to someone who is not smart. Everybody around clearly sees that I'm an ancient red dragon. And I would like to make a deception check.
Oh my god. Amazing, dude.
I'm gonna help that deception check. Oh my, it's a red dragon, and I'm gonna kind of just like step back several steps.
Okay. I will give you a +2 bonus on your
All right.
deception check.
Different die. I didn't like that last one. From Captain America dice. I'm going to use a book.
We've got, I'm proud of us for that too. We're using the books judiciously.
So you said +2?
Yeah, I'm giving you a +2 circumstance bonus for Mizya's help.
Great. 34.
34. He immediately starts to look around. You don't look like a dragon, but I hear stories told that dragons can make themselves look like all sorts of peoples. Is you one of them? You's a dragon making yourself look like a wee goblin?
Flip is going to take one very purposeful step forward.
Oh.
And he's going to say, "Flip!" When he says flip, his cape billows again. That's exactly what I'm saying. I mean, I thought it was clear from the context, but yes, very specifically, that's what I'm saying.
Look, Mr. Goblin Dragon. I'll tell you, I'm just looking for the bear. It was... Look, I came from the farmstead back this way. Oh, but please, we got a farm up there, and Mammy, she says we're supposed to find the bear. It belonged to one of the people that were captured. And I was always trying to just get the bear because we knew he was out looking around and running around. And Mammy
Flip is
says,
gonna
you
hold up
better
his
get
hands.
that bear. If you don't get that bear, then Mammy's going to give you a punishment. And
Flip is going to hold up his hand to shut down the conversation.
He keeps talking.
And Mammy, I can't have Mammy withhold because every time we capture somebody, she shows the patches on me blanket.
Do you
And he holds up this
know-
tattered blanket, and you can see that there are some insignias that look like they might be faction or military insignias.
And I don't want Mammy to withhold anything from that. So, look, that's all we're trying to do is get the bear.
Do you know what dragon fire does to ogre flesh? Because I do. So just
Jesus Christ.
when I hold up my hand, it means you stop talking. It's Flip's turn to talk, and as soon as he says his name, the cape billows a little bit again. So you said you have a farm and you kidnap some people and there's a bear. I gotta tell you, I don't I need more information on that. Otherwise I might eat them, then you. Or you first. Or maybe I'll eat a side of you with a side of them. I don't know. I'm feeling a little wild tonight.
When you say you start talking about eating people, this ogre turns around and runs.
Nice.
And he is taking off running back the way he came.
Okay, so Flip is gonna turn around. He's gonna flex his fingers, and he's gonna sort of look at Marda and Mizya and Teera, and he's gonna say, "You're welcome."
By this point, Teera, you have freed the bear.
Okay.
The bear is holding its paw up. You can see it's got it's wounded, so that it's going to have a bit of a limp. It looks like. But as the ogre takes off running, the bear takes a couple steps in its direction of the ogre, and then turns and kind of looks at you.
Oh, okay. So how far down did I have to run to get this bear? Like, how close are my comrades here?
Like within 30 feet.
Okay. He's like, oi! It looks like it wants us to follow it. Would I have heard the whole conversation about the dragon and the thing?
Oh yeah, this all happened right around you.
Okay.
You just
Okay,
were
okay.
sort of blocked from view from the ogre.
By the okay. So I'd be like, well, are we gonna go check out this farm?
I mean, do we have to?
I mean, yeah. If this thing belongs to somebody, you should probably try to help somebody out, wouldn't you say?
What thing?
This bear.
I don't think you can own a bear.
Oh, that's true. But that's a philosophical point. That's neither here nor there.
guess.
A druid can have a bear companion. I've seen it before.
Yeah, companion is the operative word. That word is doing like so much heavy lifting in that sentence. Like
Well, all the
so
more
much.
reason to go help it then. If it's a friend of this bear, then we should probably go help its friend.
What if it's an evil
equal
druid?
companion. Look, you can't always wonder about the what ifs. Sometimes you just have to do what you think is right and let everything else sort itself out later.
Do you though?
Yes.
Yeah. Agree to disagree. Marda, what do you think?
And I think with that we have We've helped this bear. We might as well see it through. No.
I agree with you. No, Mizya.
Well, we are quite good at doing the other things that aren't really what we're supposed to be doing, so helping the bear seems right on track with what we usually do.
It's
You wouldn't know
almost
that
like-
because you're new to all of this.
Right. It's almost like a quest that's beside where we're actually going.
Come up
Ooh,
with a
I
name
like
for
that.
it.
I
A
pull my
beside quest.
A
my
beside
book.
quest.
beside quest, and I write that down in one of my notebooks.
Is there?
Amazing.
No, just for the record, Mizya, and he's gonna pull out a copy of his memoir, Eat, Pray, Flip,
Mhm.
and he's gonna say, I did muse on beside quest, so just for the record, it's TM Flip.
Yes, and I'll show my my notebook where I have properly accredited Flip.
Oh, that's great.
my
This is
notes.
great. Yes, perfect. All right, well, if we're gonna go do this, I guess.
Somebody, if somebody would like to. Sorry, the whole time you've been talking, I've been trying to find animal handling. There is apparently not an animal handling in Pathfinder, but it looks like it's under nature. Command an animal? We'll go with that. If somebody would like to make a nature check.
I
I
mean,
will.
I
I have a great nature score. I'll do it. Here I go. 23.
And just out of curiosity, no. Vornush'ka does not have a great animal score. So, with a 23, you can definitely tell this bear is acting in a way that, in fact, the longer Flip was talking, Teera, the bear has actually nuzzled against you and has even started to
Oh.
grab hold of your cape and kind of
Oh,
like pull. This bear is very much acting like an animal companion,
Okay.
and seems to be very concerned. Seems to be indicating that somebody's in danger.
real quick, Teera would if this thing is grabbing her cape, she would kind of like reach forward and she would like kind of scritch this bear on like the side of his face and his chin and his head, and she would just say, "Give us a second, we're gonna make a plan."
As you start to scratch its head, it opens its mouth
Ah,
and bites down on your hand, but not
Oh.
hard, just enough to put a little pressure, and then it starts to tug on you in the direction that
whole-
this ogre ran.
and she
Oh, oh,
yes, we're going.
Oh.
Just give us. We need to make a plan so we don't die. You don't want to die, do you?
oh,
Does it let go of my hand?
After a moment, it kind of loosens its grip on your hand and takes a few limping steps in the direction of the ogre and kind of sniffing at the ground. After a few minutes, you also hear the sound of a loud whistle and all of the dogs running somewhere up ahead in the direction the ogre went, running through the forest. It sounds like he's recalled his dogs.
So I kind of like rally back up with the team, like we're standing closely together, and I'm like, well, what should we do? We have to be smart about this. They have dogs the size of horses, and them the size of them, and we don't know how many of them there are. Can we do some fancy magic shite like you did before? I mean, you all did a pretty damn good job of distracting them a second ago.
And I can make the pig sounds again, but that's, again, most of what I do is the bangy, flashy stuff.
And Teera would get kind of a sly smile on her face and be like, well, they're inside. The bangy, flashy stuff might be exactly what we need. Create chaos, run in there, save whoever needs saving, and run back out.
How far
Screw
away?
the ogres, screw the dogs.
How far away are they?
That you don't know.
What you do
we
with
tell-
the ogres on your own time, Teera, is completely up to you. I know it's been a while since Vorn's been out
Go
of the
fuck
picture,
yourself,
but
Flip. Go
I mean,
fuck yourself.
I mean, I could, but I'm not going to do it in the middle of this beside quest.
It's a very important beside quest, Flip. We need to stay focused. Anyway, say we go in there, blow the shit out of the place, get the people out, and just run.
The bear, about 10 feet away, seems to have picked up the trail of the ogre. And you can actually see where the bear is now. There is it looks very overgrown, but appears to be a semi-regularly traveled path that the ogre was following, and the bear has found it.
Okay, well, let's go. Let's scope it out, see what we're dealing with, and then we can talk more. What do you say? Everybody? And Teera would give an extra look to Mizya and be like, Mizya, what do you think? And you would tell in this glance that Mizya, that she definitely respects your opinion on the matter.
Well, yes, I definitely think that finding out what we're up against is the first step. I don't think that charging right in and blowing things up will do us much good. We could hurt innocents. So, yes.
I would like Teera and Vornush'ka to roll me a I'll tell you in a second because I gotta remember how to do this. I'm gonna have you roll a recall knowledge check.
What kind of check is that? I don't understand.
So recall knowledge is a type of check. It's not an actual skill. You use a skill to try to remember something.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think. So I'm thinking that either I'm gonna say nature or society.
I'll go nature because I'm me, and that is a 25.
Okay.
And do you want me to roll for Vornush'ka?
No, I got it.
Oh.
Vornush'ka got a 15. You got a 25 on that check?
Yep, nature, recall knowledge.
So, something that the ogre said kind of clicks, and you realize the region that you're in right now it's several hundred miles south of your homeland. And the name that the ogre said was Kriegwood. And something about that clicks. And you have heard stories growing up that in Varisia and the Kriegwood, this region is infamous for clans of ogres and ogrekin that are populated by generations of inbreeding.
Oh, that's why that guy had a thumb for a hand. Okay, well, good to know. Oh, this is very hills. That's why it's called the Hills Have Eyes, isn't it? Oh, shit. Well, okay. Great. So, I continue on my pre-prescribed course of action, which was to go up over this hill and see what we're looking at as far as this farmstead. I want to see what's going on. See if I can see where they're keeping the people.
So, it'll take you just a little bit. You only end up having to go about a mile along this path. And as you travel along the path, you discover a clearing in the woods. It is a sickly looking farm. As you approach, the first sign that you're approaching this region is in the trees around you. There are hanging several corn husk and leather humanoid shaped fetishes that look like they're for a moment, they almost look like humans that are hanging from the trees. And you see that they're made of like corn husk and leather and sticks. As you get a little closer, you see that there's also what looks to be humanoid bones and hair that are making up these fetishes.
Oh.
In the clearing, you see a tangled field of corn and other diseased plants growing in the eastern section of the land. While to the north, there grows a clump. Rather to the north, slump two sagging buildings. A barn to the east, to the right there, and a dilapidated looking farmhouse to the left with windows boarded over and moss and fungus growing heavy on the shaded sides of these structures. You can see this as you're sort of in the lower part of this. Where is my... Whoops. Redo. Oh, it got buried. Hold on. Need to move it up. There we... No. Sorry. I'm trying to make the "You are here" arrow show up, and it's not showing up for some reason.
Are we just on this path in the south part of the map?
You're basically on the southern part of that, and you're kind of glimpsing the house. You see this giant decaying farmhouse covered in moss slumps drunkenly at the edge of the damp forest clearing. Rickety stairs crawl up to a porch covered by a huge eave held aloft by thick pillars of pine. These timbers are decorated with crude carvings. You can't tell from this distance what's there. There also appears to be several like homemade wind chimes made of maybe bamboo sticks, or you suspect even bone, that are just that sort of constant rattling in the wind. That's all you can tell from this distance. What would you like to do?
All right. Well, Flip. I have a good idea this time, I promise.
Has it been peer reviewed?
Well, not yet. You can be the peer.
Okay.
You're very small, and I assume you can be quiet and sneaky. If you really
Why
wanna
do
be.
all of your plans involve me getting into danger?
Because you're very small. In this case, it matters, I promise.
Okay, continue.
Well, you'd sneak up there and peek in the windows and see who's where. Maybe we'll get lucky and they're keeping all of the people that they have captured in the barn and they're staying in the house, or vice versa. What do you think?
A reminder, from what you can see from here, all windows have been boarded up.
Oh, did you? I'm sorry, I was kind of paying attention. But can you? Are they like boarded up like really well, or are there maybe like little slits?
You're like 50 feet away. It's really hard to get a good tell from here. You'd have to sneak up closer or walk up to one of them. Or...
So Flip.
We could have someone go up in the air a little bit. It is, I do not think that they will look up. They don't seem to be that smart.
It's a good idea. Do you want to go? Can you go?
There's one ogre in the backyard. He's literally just staring at the sky.
You don't know that? Actually, you do. You're God. Okay. Marda, what about you? Could you give us the bird's eye view, as it were?
He nods slowly. I could, yes.
Well, up and away then.
Yep. So Marta's gonna start walking, and she looks like she's just walking towards the encampment or the houses, and then all of a sudden she takes a step and it's a little higher, and then higher, and then higher and higher as she casts Airwalk.
Okay, and you're doing this just along the path?
No, she's gonna kind of try and stay to like those left tree areas.
Okay. So climbing up through the trees in the air. Go ahead and give me a stealth check. And I will let's see.
Can I add a situation
That's
since I'm so quiet?
I was checking for. Here we go. I'll give you a +2 circumstance bonus. Well, that would be to AC. I'll give you the +2 bonus because you're going up through the trees and you're not literally touching nothing. So I'll give you the +2 for that. While Marda is ascending, are the
21.
rest okay? Are the rest of you? What are you doing?
I was just going to remain hidden. That's my plan. Just kind of wait for Marda to go and report back.
Yeah.
You had a what on your stealth check?
21.
Where are you looking as you're climbing up, and what are you doing?
So Marta's going to try and just maybe if she can get up onto the roof. Just gonna see if there's any like holes or anything that she can maybe take a peek through. Any kind of dilapidation on that leftist house.
Okay. Give me a perception check as you are making your ascent.
The 17?
The most perceptive ever, I think.
So as you begin coming up through the trees towards the house, you can see now just how bad off this house is. It's sagging in places. The roof looks like it probably leaks. From what you can see, looking around, every window appears to have been boarded over pretty thoroughly. As you glance, looking over at the barn, you see that the barn has no windows, but there is a front door that is closed. And then you spot movement in that scraggly cornfield off to the right. And you see in the in that field there is a figure amongst all of the corn and whatever else is attempting to grow in there. This figure is another ogre-looking creature that is. There we go. It looks like this ogre's head is twice the size it should be. All of his skin is this almost pumpkin red, and the entire left side of his face just seems to be bubbling up and around and almost seems to be running down into his shoulder. He is standing in the field, and with a natural 20 on his perception, is looking right up at you.
Oh no,
And
Marda!
You all hear from the field, "Mammy! We got visitors!"
Zoom's cutting you off. What did he say?
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't.
sorry. I don't know why it's cutting off.
It's all right. You were screaming.
How
I
about
think your noise gate got you.
How about Mammy? Can you hear that?
Yes.
We got visitors!
What do y'all do?
God.
As Marda, you're just kind of up near the roof of the house, and he's seeing you flying up there.
I imagine you look if Marta glances back down, Teera's just going like, "Come back."
Marta's gonna go in the opposite direction
Oh, to not
from them.
Oh my god.
Interesting. So you see
While making noise now. Like she's
Noise.
gotten, so she's just going to.
Oh, she's made.
I'm gonna need everybody else to
Hero.
make a stealth check because this dude got a nat 20 on his perception. So I want to know if he's aware of anybody else.
18.
7.
Did you say 7?
Yeah.
Stealth, you said?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I did good. Hang on. 33.
And somebody roll for Vornush'ka, please, while I look up her stealth.
I don't want to. I roll bad. Dwight, you should roll for
I got a
14.
nat 20.
Oh, no, I didn't roll anything. I don't know
I don't know what you're talking about.
Shut up.
What?
It was that's
What did you get down? Nat 20?
I got a nat 20, yeah.
So that would be a 33, which is still lower than this ogre. This ogre is aware of all of you. I need you all to roll for initiative.
No.
So I've got my handy dandy magnetic initiative board here. And let's see. That's not even the right one. I get my other heady here. So that's going to be, dude is.
Mizya is so fast.
Okay, so everybody's putting their initiative in the chat. Oh, let's see. Initiative is perception. That's a 14 for Vornush'ka. And this ogre's sitting on a... Okay, so we've got... Oh, I totally forgot Keen is with you guys too.
Yay!
Yeah, that's going to be Mizya's at the top, followed by Marda and Teera and Flip and Vornush'ka. I don't have Keen's information right now. So, Mizya, I'm going to look up Keen while you're doing your thing. What are you doing as you see this thing chasing after Marda, kind of looking up at her, and he seems to be waving some kind of a weapon. But he's also kind of looking in your direction, like... And as he's running, he's doing this sort of hobble and lurch. And he's shaking his hands up there going, "Mammy!" And he's looking over in the woodline where you all are, and he's just kind of pointing. "I see you there!"
Now, is this an ogre, or can I tell what this is?
It's It's an
Probably
ogre,
an ogre.
but it looks like an ogre that's been crossbred, or rather
Okay.
not crossbred, inbred several
Inbred.
The
generations.
opposite.
Okay. So, would this be considered a creature? Who's? I know what this creature is, right?
Hmm.
For invoking, I want to know if I can invoke true name or not.
What's the condition of the
Targets one creature whose true name you know.
I think you'd have to know for that. You have to know its actual name,
Like Steve.
Okay.
not just that it's an ogre. You'd have to know. Yeah, is it Steve the ogre?
Okay.
I think you'd have to know his
Its name is-
true name to do that, which you haven't learned
Okay.
any of them yet.
Yep. And I have not seen any sign of Mamie yet. Correct.
Any sign of who?
Mammy.
Mamie.
Oh no, you've just heard Mammy.
Okay. Okay. Well, I guess I'm going to do the thing that I usually do, and I'm going to go ahead and cast Winning Streak on Marda. And so yeah, if we roll any nat 20s, it will continue to go. You're energized, and it spreads to others as long as we keep winning. You gain the quicken condition for 1 round. So there's 1. And for my second, I am going to yeah, I guess I'm just going to go ahead and shoot magic missile at it then.
Why the
I'm going
hell
to do
not?
that. I'm going to do that. Use 2 actions to do that. And it just automatically does 1d4 force damage plus 1. It's an additional action you can use when casting the spell. Increase the number of missiles you shoot by 1. Maximum of 3, so I will shoot 2. Both at this weird goblin, or not goblin, but ogre guy. Okay, so 1d4 plus 1. And what is the penalty I take for taking the same action twice?
-5
5.
for the
Okay,
first
so
time, and -10 for the second time.
But since I'm only casting it twice, I would do a -5.
-5 on the second one, yes.
On the second one.
Yep.
So it says to roll both damage and then take the penalty. So 2. Two and 7. So that's going to do 2 points of damage after the penalty.
2 total points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Wait.
Well, no, would that be, that's penalties only to,
The penalty's on the attack, not the damage,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Correct. Yes.
this says if you shoot more than 1 missile at the same target, combine the damage before applying bonuses or penalties to damage, resistance, weaknesses, and so forth. So there would be no penalty to the damage then. Correct?
I don't believe so.
There's no penalty to the damage.
Okay. Since this is an automatic hit spell, there would be no penalty to casting it twice then. Because that's basically, I'm using it to shoot 2 missiles.
That's one attack that shoots 2 missiles, right? Then I don't.
But
think
it
there would be
uses two of my action slots.
I'm gonna say no for now, but
Okay.
I will look that up.
And that's 7 points of damage from magic missile.
Perfect. 7 to you know what? I forgot to roll his initiative. Oh, no, that's where he falls. Okay. So, Marda.
How far away is Marda from this thing?
Given that you were up in the air, you're probably like, and he took off running in that direction, I would say you're 45 feet away.
Okay. Marda wants to get within 30 feet.
You can do that.
And all of a sudden, so the corn or the roots or the weeds or whatever that is around him right now all of a sudden, they clasp upward in like, and it looks oddly like humanoid shape, like an Iron Maiden almost, that like kind of like snaps up and snaps close. And he has to make a fortitude save, please.
Okay, fortitude.
Awesome.
That is a 26.
Just beat it. But I...
As a reminder, with our domain tome rules, you can use 5 tomes to change the level of success of any roll, up or down.
You could move his roll down, Em.
It would turn from a
Yes.
success into a fail. For 5 tomes.
Yes.
Yes.
I will do
Yeah.
that.
Yes. We got plenty. Burn him, baby.
Okay, so then he no longer succeeds at that.
Okay, so he is immobilized for
Okay.
1 round, or you have to use an interact action to get out.
And is that a strength check to get out, or just an interact action?
Just an interact action. There's no strength checks, but he has to do it, so.
But he has to do it. He just has to. So F you.
Take that, action economy.
Okay.
I love the reaction economy.
Okay.
So then he takes 12 points of piercing damage and an additional 6 points of negative damage.
Ooh.
Ooh. Sometimes Mondays do that to me too. Heyo.
So that's 12 and 6 to 18, plus he had already taken 7. So, okay. All right. So and it was basically, was it vines or roots or whatever that reached up and grabbed him?
Yeah, just like clasped
Okay.
together. And because I'm hastened, I still have 1 more action, quickened.
Oh
Yep. As he's already yelling, "My
Guardian! Why are you revolting against me?"
I kind of feel bad for him. A little bit.
Okay, so you see Marda's eyes begin to darken and the similar like black dark roots start to creep up her neck again as she stares unblinking at this ogre. I learn the creature's weaknesses. Which of its 3 saving throw modifiers is the lowest? Yeah. That's it.
So it's weaknesses. Okay. Hold on. I'm having an issue where my mouse is frozen. Okay, there we go. So it's weaknesses and it's lowest of its 3 saves.
Yep.
You notice in particular, this makes sense because of the way it was running and limping, its reflex save is the lowest. And for weaknesses, it is emotionally and has an auditory and emotional effect, weakness, to its appearance. He's very sensitive about the way he looks.
He's self-conscious. Oh my!
Like,
Do we
self-conscious to
wanna kill
the
this guy?
point that it's a really bad weakness for him. Like, it has a negative effect to him.
Oh my god! Like relatable. Hashtag.
Tonight's session, Jake makes the party bully a bunch of ogres.
Oh man. Are we the baddies?
But to make you
Does
feel a
anyone have
little
a
bit
mirror?
better, as you've wrapped him up in all of this, he just looks around.
I will tear off your skin, and I will
Okay.
eat the marrow from your bones.
Okay.
Mommy!
Okay. I don't feel bad anymore.
And with that, before Kane takes his turn, we're going to take a break. Because it's break time.
Oh!
so
Is
we're
it
gonna-
Kane and me?
Yes, it goes Kane and then you.
Okay. Perfect.
So we're going to go ahead and take a break about 10 minutes, and we will see you on the other side.
Ooh.
And we're back. I pulled us off of the map level for now, as we're in this sort of theater of the mind combat. Kane is about to take a turn. Marda has grabbed the this deformed ogre with these roots and vines. Kane is going to take rapid advantage of that, reaching back, and he pulls two javelins out of his back. He thrusts one into the ground as he lines up a shot, and he's going to attempt to throw a javelin at the ogre. That's going to be a 25 to hit. As this javelin goes flying through, you see this ogre is holding a it looks almost like a farming implement. It's kind of like a pole with a bit of a hook on it, and whether on purpose or accidentally, he takes it and just knocks the javelin aside that came through. Kane's going to take the second shot with the -5 penalty. That's going to be a total of 21. As this next javelin just kind of hurls in and falls short, and Kane just curses under his breath. See if you can do any better, as he looks at you, Teera.
Mm-hmm. All right. I will see if I can do any better. I am going to, let's see, how far away am I from Mr. Puffy Face?
You guys were in the tree line, so you're about 30 feet away.
Okay, I want to get up to Mr. Puffy Face, and I want to swing at him with my crossbow and great sword.
Is there anything... What is the area of effect of your vines, Marda? Would they prevent
There's
her?
no area. It just,
They're just literally grabbing him.
yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Awesome. Sick. All right, so I'm going to try to hit him. Here I go. Come on, big whammies. 22 to hit him. He is restrained, it sounds like.
He's immobilized.
Immobilized.
When in place next turn, force will move, you must succeed at the technical punishment. That does not grant you any benefits of any kind. As you swing in with your sword, he holds that hooked weapon up and blocks it.
Shit! Well, I'm gonna try again. Here I go. I got one action left. 3 action economy. Here we go. That's a 26 to hit? 28 to hit, sorry.
As he brings the weapon up and blocks, you swing in for your second attack, and because he's tangled up, he can't get his weapon around in time, and you strike.
Fuck yes, dude. Fuck yes, dude. Let's go. Alright, so I got... Wow, this is a powerful weapon. Okay. So that's 12 plus an additional 1, 13 plus... So that's 13 regular damage and an additional 5 cold damage.
And he cries
Did I
out
do
in
better
pain
than
as you
Kane?
strike
That's all
him.
that-
Yes, you did.
That's all that matters. Nice. Okay,
Yes, you did. Flip.
Are we seriously just attacking this guy because his mother's his cousin?
good. No.
Why are we attacking him?
Because he's gonna rip our bones and all that shit that he was just saying. Flip!
But did he do that before or after he
Flip!
was
Kill
attacked?
it!
Fuck, I don't know if I want to.
Well, free to do whatever you want.
How far away is it?
About 30 feet.
Of course it's 30 feet away. Um.
It's not because his mom is his cousin. It's because he's gonna kill us.
Flip is gonna walk forward.
Jesus. Jeez.
Flip is gonna walk forward. He's gonna get to within 20 feet of the guy, and gonna cast heroism on himself again. Gonna sort of like put his hands on his hips. It's like he says his name and his cape billows, and he's gonna say, "Hey, enough with the violence. This is getting ridiculous. We're just here to talk. Why do you gotta go and be so aggressive?" And I am going to attempt an intimidation check.
Okay.
Motherfucker. I'm changing dice and I'm rolling again.
Doing what?
I said I'm changing dice and I'm going to roll again.
Hero point?
Yes. Do it.
That would be a 26.
And that was versus Will.
Yeah.
He looks past Teera to you, and you see this face, all these growths coming down, kind of obscuring one eye. And he looks at you, and you see him actually start to salivate and lick his lips. I ain't eaten goblin in a long time. When I get out of here, I'm gonna break you in half. That is a fail.
Okay. That's it.
Vornush'ka. Vornush'ka is going to... I don't know half of the stuff that Vornush'ka has. Vornush'ka is going to run up next to Teera and attack with something called a orc neck splitter.
Oh my god. Yes.
That is a 28 to hit, and then on the second attack is only a 19. So the first attack does hit, and does... comes running in and slashes in with 5 points of slashing damage.
Quit talking to it, goblin, and kill it.
What is it that Vornush'ka always calls you?
Oh, yeah, he calls her ham hocks.
Yeah, I don't know what Vornush'ka calls me. It's not that does not as good as branding as I am.
That's true. That's fair. Marketing genius split.
So Vornush'ka's run up there, and now it is his turn. As I need the right document here. He is going to... He's going to take an attack with his striking weapon. He's going to take a strike at Teera, as you were the first to hit him. That is a 20... No. A 34.
Oh yeah, that'll hit.
And I need to look something up real quick. I don't understand how this works. Oh, that's an action. Okay. So, oh okay, I see. Ah, you son. Sorry, my browser keeps locking up. So that was a 34 to hit you. So that is going to be a 7 plus 8 is 15 plus 11. 26 points of slashing damage as it cuts across and rips with the hook into your skin. And with the -5 penalty, you're going to take a shot at you again, satisfied with this. And this time is going to get held back by these things that are holding on to it, and it can't get this second attack on you.
I can smell your blood.
There is a rush of a rush and a roar as the black bear comes charging in, and it can't quite get past Vornush'ka and Teera. It's just trying to find an opening in there. With its 2 attacks, it just can't get in there. So it's more just growling and snapping. And Mizya, it is your turn.
So, man, I really feel like so I would not have moved in at all from where we started. So how is everybody still kind of around that? Or
you have Vornush'ka, a bear, and Teera are all up on this ogre.
Just the one, okay.
Make a perception check. As you glance around, you can see ogre-like fingers and catch the light catching a pair of eyes looking through one of the boarded-up windows from inside the house. But nobody else has come out to aid this particular ogre.
And this other ogre is definitely bleeding, correct? I know we've damaged, but
it's taken a few. Okay. It's taken a few hits.
I'm gonna cast heightened horrifying blood loss. Let's see. It needs to will saving throw DC 26.
Will.
And I'm gonna as a secondary target. I'm gonna target the creature that was peeking through the doorway there.
Nice.
They also need to create our DC 26 will save.
So is there an effect if he critically fails it?
Critically fail.
Actually,
the target is frightened 3.
Okay.
And then the other one that I saw will have to make a save as well.
So I'm going to it's a DC 26 will save, you said?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to grab a card here. Oh, wait, that's if you fail. Okay, set that aside. Let's see. The one peeking through the window has a will save of 33.
Okay. It is still frightened, but only frightened 1.
As you see the fingers just suddenly go as it ducks back inside, but the one in front of you just looks in horror past Teera, Vornush'ka, and the bear, and is just horrified looking at you.
Okay. That is all. Yep, that'll be my turn then.
So while frightened, it has a status penalty equal to the value to all checks and DCs. Okay. So it gets a -3 status penalty to everything. Marda. Marda, make a perception check.
It's 16.
You would have also seen the figure peering out the window that when Mizya cast their spell, suddenly the figure disappeared into the house. You just saw their fingers and eyes. But it's just this one ogre right now, but you definitely know there's at least one more in the house.
Okay. Marda wants to get very close, within like touching distance of this ogre, and is going to lay her hand, maybe a finger, on the ogre. Boop. And
Boop of horrifying death.
yeah, it has to make a fortitude save.
All right, his fortitude. That is a 40.
Dang. That is a critical success. So it does. No. Yes. So it does nothing. Nothing happens. She just pokes him.
Yeah, I'm not entirely certain yet on how critically succeeding against the spell works.
It'll tell. The spell will tell. Usually
Okay,
will
so
tell you what happens.
if it has a leveled thing.
Mm-hmm.
You just see as you do that, you come down in it and you touch him. You just see he peers up without lifting his head fully at you, and you just see this sort of half crooked grin as he just goes. It is Kane's turn.
Get him, Kane. Get him.
And
You and your cool freaking top knot.
Kane. Okay. Kane has an ability I think I might be able to actually use here. Where did it go? He's got Titan Wrestler.
Nice. Oh, what a badass. I love Titan Wrestler.
So he is going to come running out of the woods towards this thing. And excuse me, he is going to he's going to attempt an athletics check against this guy's fortitude. Where's his fortitude? Kane has a athletics. Where's his athletics score? Let's say I saw +3. I'm like, that's not right. Kane gets a 29. As he runs up to this figure, and you see as he comes running around you, Teera, he sort of runs up and slips an arm around this thing's exceptionally large deformed neck and sort of throws himself in the air, swinging himself around and putting his other arm up behind it so that he drops his weight in and is now holding it and pinning it like this in front of you, so that while he is grappled, he is grappled. While he's grappled, he's grappled.
While he's grappled, he's grappled.
Yeah.
Good to know. Good to know.
Under the dictionary,
he is now flat-footed.
Redundant.
He is now flat-footed.
Wait, you're so mean. Why are you
That's what I do best.
Where did it go? Cert. There, grapple. You attempt to grab a creature. Yeah, he is grabbed. So he's immobilized, which he already was, and now he's flat-footed. Which means he has a -2 penalty to his AC. And it's your turn, Teera.
Sick. I would like to rage with my first action.
This is your first rage in this character.
Yes, it is in this system. It's not as powerful as in 5e, but whatever, it's fine. It's I don't know. It's just different. It's
different.
So, I am gonna try to attack him with my sword, please.
Okay. What does raging do for you?
So, raging does a lot of things, actually. Let me refer to this. Rage. You tap into your inner fury and begin raging. You gain a number of temporary hit points equal to your level plus your constitution mod, which is 11 for me, which is great. I do deal 2 additional damage with melee weapons. I do take a -1 to my AC, so that's whatever. And that's about it. Actually, I do take a +6 to my damage because I am now level 8. That actually happens at level 7.
Nice.
Yeah, thanks. It's my fury instinct. I get to choose what flavor
All right,
of rage.
and his AC is dropped by 2 because of the grab.
Nice. Okay, here we go.
First raging attack.
28 to hit him.
It's a hit.
Nice. Okay, here I go. That is 17 plus 6 is 23 normal damage plus 6 ragey damage, which makes a total of 29, and then plus an additional 4 cold damage, so 34 total damage.
Okay.
And then I will attack him once more with my sword. Here I go. Ugh, that's only 16 to hit him.
Yeah, the second one's not enough to do anything to him.
I'm raging. I'm blind with my rage.
I'm trying to see.
I hit him pretty good though. I hope Flip was watching. Flip has been very judgmental, and I want to prove myself. Inwardly, Teera wants to prove herself to everybody, but like now, especially for some psychological reason, to Flip.
It's Flip's turn.
Flip, how hurt does this ogre look?
He's taken a lot of damage, but he looks like he's got some fight left in him.
Okay. Flip is he's gonna sort of like close his eyes, and he's gonna nod, and like these goggles appear over his eyes, sort of like a translucent effect, and there's like spectacles and lenses, and he's sort of like taking them down a little bit, and then he looks at the guy, he's like, well, I tried to help you. And Flip is going to cast another spell with his, so I gotta do this first. I use that, add True Strike, and this. Right. So sorry, bear with me a minute.
You're doing great.
4.
This track reminds me of Dragon Age. Anybody else? Dragon Age? Solid.
I believe this track is called Syndrosa Takes Flight, which was actually one of the prelude tracks for All That Glitters.
Does a 31 hit?
Yes.
Okay, he takes 50 points of electricity damage.
What?
Does that affect anybody touching him?
Doesn't say that it does.
$50 points. Yeah, he just. You see some of the weird pustules on the side of his face start to burst.
That's it.
Vornush'ka is gonna do something. Vornush'ka. I just don't know what any of these other things do. Yeah, Vornush'ka's going to use the orc net splitter to just punch it in the face with its blade. Or attempt to. The first one is a miss. There's too many people, and I think Vornush'ka just says that. There's too many people here! As she can't get a shot in edgewise. It is this dude's turn. And he is going to use an action to attempt to break the grapple. So that would be... it's going to be tough. He's going to try it as he starts to wrestle against Kane. So he has plus 18. He rolled a 19. Plus 18 is 37. And Kane's fortitude save is 27. All of a sudden, this ogre reaches up, still sort of grabs hold of Kane's arm and pulls it aside and twists away. And then he has to use an interact action to disentangle himself from your vines, Marda. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And he uses that action to sort of pull away. And then you see he's holding something in his hand. And he goes and snaps something. And when he does that...
oh shit.
There's a sharp twist, and suddenly thick, opaque smoke begins to spill out away from him. Anybody that's in close proximity to him, you are all concealed, including him. And it has a 25-foot radius. So for 50 feet around him, this entire area he just pops smoke, literally, using a smoke stick. However, those paying attention, that was his third action, so he can't actually go anywhere in this round. Kib the bear starts.
Its name is Kib.
Yeah, I guess I accidentally told you its name because I have it written down.
Now I know his name.
Yes. Yeah, right.
Well,
that might
yes and no.
Meta knowledge.
And concealed. So it's going to be Mizya's turn. Being concealed, I think, is similar to it being invisible. You're difficult to target while you're concealed. So that means when you target a creature that's concealed, you must attempt a DC 5 flat check before you roll to do anything. If you fail, you don't do anything. If you succeed, then you can do your action as normal. So you need to make a DC 5 flat check in order to target this ogre with anything, Mizya.
DC 5 flat check. Oh, I rolled from a 5 to an 18. So
perfect. A 5 would have been a success too.
All right.
So whatever you're going to attempt to do will strike him.
Okay. So I'm going to cast 3 copies of Scorching Ray at him.
Oh, hello.
And this does not invoke a penalty since I'm casting all the same spell. This one is if you spend 2 or more reactions on casting the spell, damage increased to 46 fire damage on a hit and is still Oh wait, no, never mind. Hold on. These attacks each increase your multiple attack penalty, but you don't increase your multiple attack penalty until after you make all the spell attacks rolls for Scorching Ray. So it would only apply if.
So yeah,
I think we established that last time. It would only apply if I did something after.
Yep.
So first attack is going to be a 29.
That is a hit.
You want me to roll all the attacks, or and then damage, or do you want me to?
Yeah, go ahead and roll all
Resolve each.
attacks first, then we can.
Okay. That's a nat 20.
Oh!
Okay. Hold on. I don't have my roll
Except
or
it's
my.
not automatically an attack crit in this game.
Okay, it's a 36.
That is exactly 10 more than his AC.
Nice.
So
So
I'm gonna randomly draw a card from the deck to see what your spell effect is for that one. And the random card that I draw says. That says, here's the special rules. I forgot to take those out. It's like leaving the...
like the Jokers.
Yeah. It says that the target takes 1d8 poison damage on top of... It's an allergic reaction to fire, apparently.
Oh no!
So-
Peanuts!
He has a fire allergy, so on top of the damage, you can roll an additional 1d8. Not to mention, the damage is also doubled because it's a crit.
Okay. So that's going to be... I'm going to roll my 2... Okay, so that's 7 for the first one. That is 15 for the second one. Or that'd be the third one. And then for the crit, I'm rolling 11 for 22.
And 1d8 poison.
And 1d8 poison. Where is... Alright. Now I gotta find the roller thingy here. Where is it? I'll just do it the old way.
While Dwight is looking for his dice, look at my cat. This isn't
that
the
is-
PSA, just look at my cat.
4 damage for poison.
4 poison.
Mm-hmm.
Before you rolled the poison, he had taken a total of 165 points of damage. 4 poison puts him at 169, which is of course the number of hit points I gave him because 69.
It's nice.
Nice.
So you all hear in the midst of the smoke.
That sounds like death.
I like to think that there's this he burns up in the fire and thinks he's okay, but then there's this little puff of greens in his face that just puts him over the edge.
Yes.
It takes about a minute for the smoke to clear, and when it does, from this smoldering smoke stick on the ground, you see the burned and very dead body of this deformed ogre lying on the ground.
Nice.
Next to him is his hooked weapon. And the armor that he was wearing. I'm trying to see what kind it is. Doesn't actually say what type. Anyway, his armor and his weapon are unaffected by the fire.
How big is his armor?
Oh, it's ogre sized. But it's also
I don't take
unaffected by
either
the
one.
it's also unaffected by the fire.
Interesting. Okay.
I don't know how magic weapons and armor are in Pathfinder.
Well, they're probably worth some money, so we should take them. I take his weapon, but I don't take his armor. And I guess Teera would use this opportunity, this kind of calm, to burst I would burst towards the barn and not go in, not bust in or anything, but just be kind of by the wall, pressed up against the wall of the barn, the outer wall. Kind of trying to hide.
So I'm not sure how this works, but the weapon you grabbed is a +1 ogre hook.
Sick. Ogre hook. I am purely grabbing this to sell it.
I don't know how the +1 portion works, but well, yeah, I don't know how that part works, but being an ogre,
it makes it a magical weapon, and it gives it a +1 attack and damage.
But I'm wondering as far as value. But anyway,
we're not going to be shopping anytime soon. I'm just going to carry it until then.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I'm just kind of pressing myself against the wall of this barn, and I'm looking for any gap between boards or any way that I can somehow peek into this barn without actually going inside. This is a dilapidated barn. I'm sure there's some.
Yeah, I would say
somewhere.
give me. I have to double check because I keep relying on the other system's abilities. I don't think there isn't an investigation check in this game, is there?
I think. Well, I mean, perception sort of doubles as investigation.
That's what I'm thinking. Is the perception sort of functions?
The magnifying glass is the symbol on perception.
So yeah, go ahead and do a perception check.
It is a 24.
So you are looking at trying to peer into the barn. And I will tell you what you see.
Oh boy.
In a moment. You see come on. You see, peering through some cracks in there, you see that the barn houses several mounds of moldering hay, grain stores, and even a large but somewhat crude still. There are 2 catwalks. You can see, you're kind of looking from underneath one, but you can see across to the other side that there appears to be a catwalk across the top of the barn, or higher up. To the left side is where the entranceway is. 2 massive doors bordered over with thick timbers. And into the walls under the catwalks, you can see that there are several kennels that are built into the wall. With that, in addition to the kennels, you can see that there does appear to be there it is. There does appear to be people in some of the kennel spots.
Shit. Okay. Okay. And there does not appear. Oh god.
Hold on,
And
let
there
me
does
check
not appear to
something.
be any kind of a.
I want to make sure I didn't mistell you.
No, it's okay.
Oh, yeah, there's.
I just so happened to notice some blood on the map. God.
Yeah, sorry. Okay. So that back section, that has the little divider wall.
Yeah.
To the left of that, that's where the kennels are located.
Yeah.
To the right of that whole area appears to be a prison area.
People.
Okay.
Do the dogs look like they're locked up?
Yeah, the dogs have been locked into their kennels.
Lucky me. Okay, can I see anybody from where I'm at? Any of my companions? Can I see Kane?
I mean, yeah,
Can
you
hear
can
me?
see them all if they're over. They're only probably like 40, 50 feet away from you.
Okay. So I would be like, "Oi, hey!" just to get his attention, and then I would just so he knows where I am, kind of, and then I would duck into the barn. I want to get these people out. Like, if we can frickin' get these people out before we alert Meemaw, that's probably for the best.
So you're gonna go to the front door and attempt to open it.
Yeah, please.
You're like,
Like the way you said
sure.
that. So you want to go to the front door, and you want to stand there, and you want to try the handle. The
Okay.
handle that
Are
may or
you
may
trying?
not be locked.
What is the method by which you are attempting to enter? Kane has rushed
wanna
up
open
next
the-
to you.
Fucking door.
I just want to know: are you trying to like open it just enough to get in? Or are you throwing the doors open
No,
wide?
I'm hurried. I'm quickly going in.
Okay. The doors creak open.
I'm not concerned by the noise. There has been a whole combat out in this yard.
Okay.
And I run in and I like run straight to where I think I see people.
All right. So you start running for that back section. All of a sudden, there's a vicious barking as all the dogs in their kennel start barking on either side of you.
Yep.
And there is, though it's not depicted on the map there's a set of doors that are blocking entry into that back section. And you... Well, too far. You are... Good Lord, I went way too far. Apologies, I'm looking at
No,
many.
you're fine. I'm looking at my abilities too.
I need you and Kane to make perception checks, please. Normally I would do these secretly, but I'm managing too many numbers.
Perception check. Ooh, I got a 32.
Okay. And Kane gets a perception of 24. As this is happening, and you see Kane and Teera rush up to the barn and start going in, what are Marda, Mizya, Vornush'ka, and Flip doing?
Marta's keeping an eye on the house where she saw the hands. Or any sign of further movement or anything like that.
Okay, Mizya?
Yeah, I've stayed in that, like, the tree line where I started and am not moving, venturing out any further, but keeping an eye on everything.
And Flip?
From a distance.
Flip is going to be just hanging back, letting Teera do her thing. She's been content to make the plan, so Flip doesn't want to intrude.
All right, cutting back to the interior of the barn. As you're heading into this barn, Teera, you got a 32, was it?
I got a 32. I promise it's true.
I rolled a 31 for stealth.
Oh, well, too fucking bad then, because I see all.
Unfortunately, Kane failed on his perception check. As you hear a thwack, and then you hear this sort of commotion behind you, and you just see in time to duck out of the way as an ogre, another deformed ogre, takes a swing at you. What you see all around you and holding on to Kane, you see that there is an ogre that has a vestigial arm that
oh god,
that is coming out of his chest, and it's with this extra arm that he actually has. All three arms are wrapped around Kane, and his head looks extra small. You see a second one that appears to have tried to is trying to help. He has one very large eye that is, it's kind of milky white, and it's just kind of looking around like this, trying to take everything in. But you notice as he sort of, whenever the light from the open door catches, he kind of squints and pulls away. And the one that just attempted to attack you, nope, sorry, I had to check. He has a bonus on something, but it doesn't affect his stealth. You see this one is very wiry, thin, almost gaunt, and seems to be moving very quickly and jittery with his arm movements as he takes a swing at you and you just dodge out of the way of it. But you see that he has very underdeveloped legs. It looks, this looks like somebody who skipped leg day big time.
Damn it. You never skip leg day.
And they now have Kane grabbed, and they've just taken a swing at you. Cutting back to the outside, Marda, you were keeping an eye on the house. Make me a perception check.
That's a 1.
Oh.
Or a 13.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
I will say that Marda, you are close enough to have noticed the at the front of this house, this front porch. This is sort of before this one that you rolled, but at the front porch of this house, you see the pine timbers that are holding up the roof appear to have been decorated with crude carvings of manticores impaling children, tail spikes ripping adult men and women apart. There's wolves tearing into people. Sitting on this, the carvings all look, the subject matter is gruesome and depraved, but the stylings of the carvings are very crude and childlike. Sitting on one edge of the porch is a very large rocking chair. Like, it looks like it's larger than even an ogre might need. And it appears to be made of lashed wood and bone. And it's just sort of sitting there, just in the wind. These wind chimes hanging from all over the ceiling are clattering. And you can see that they are very obviously made of mostly humanoid bones. What you don't see, but we, the audience, sees, is the first ogre that had taken off running is peering through the partially opened front porch door. And we see sort of just from inside, looking out that crack, as this ogre sees you, kind of peers over to see Teera and Kane running into the barn, sees the others over here, turns somewhere into the house over his shoulder. "Mammy, they're going for their prisoners." and from a back room, you just hear the sound. It sounds like half of the house is creaking in the wind.
Fuck.
You hear a heavy shifting of something, springs maybe on a bed protesting, and you hear
Let them come. Let them take what they will. They won't leave. We'll add them to our collection.
and that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Fuck yourself. Oh no. Uh-oh. That's a problem. Uh-oh. Skadios.
So yeah, we've got.
I love it that Mammy has a smoker's cough, even in this.
100%. I can't wait until I can share.
Got an oxygen tank.
Until I can share a picture of what Mammy looks like.
God damn it. Oh no.
There was a very obvious reason that you all picked up on very quickly why this episode was called "The Hills Have Eyes." Things will get better in terms of combat management. I appreciate everybody's patience. I am juggling between multiple pieces of documentation. Also just trying to get used to these much larger numbers, and how these things work. I will say this one ogre proved to be quite a challenge, and the one thing I was looking at actually recommended for level 8s applying the elite upgrade to it, which would have boosted its AC, boosted its HP. So I didn't do that. I didn't make any adjustments to it. And he still proved to be quite a challenge for.
I think what the setting you have it on is perfect. I'll say that.
Well, we'll see what happens, as we know there's 3 more of these hillbilly ogres in the barn, and you at least know that Mammy and the other one. I don't even want to accidentally tell you any of their names now that I know that Mizya has true name.
Oh yeah, right.
The only name you learned was the name of the allied bear.
I already forgot it. Hib.
It was Kibby. We'll just say he has like a little collar that says Kibby on it. It's like the cats in
And freaking Kids on Bikes.
In Kids on Bikes. Yeah, so that was episode 74, The Hills Have Eyes. Shout out to So Many Games for raiding in.
Yes.
Thank you for the raid. It looks like let's just see how long she's been. Yep. Tildalou's playing some Stardew Valley, so we'll do a nice raid over to our friend Tildaloo as we get ready to head out of here. Thank you to everybody who tuned in tonight to hang out with us. Reminder, you can tune in on Thursday night for Kids on Bike Session 5. Welcome to Paradise, Michigan. Things are really starting to pick up, and we left off at a really interesting place. So you can catch up on all of those on youtube.com/mini terrain domain, as well as all of our other games. What's that?
Lots of cliffhangers here, I said, at MTD.
Yeah, lots of cliffhanger. I love a good cliffhanger. Coming up soon, we've got a new Pathfinder game, Sky Metal Iron Gods, will be coming every other Tuesday. And a week from Wednesday will be our 3rd session of Lawlerville. So stay tuned for all that. You can just follow the channel if you're not already doing it. That's the easiest way to see what we're doing. Again, shout out to everybody who tuned in. If you're hanging out with us in chat and you're somebody who likes to lurk quietly in the background, we appreciate you all the same and hope you enjoy our presentations. And of course, a huge shout out to these amazing players. Gary, Cari, Dwight, and though he wasn't with us tonight, he was with us in spirit. Ricky, without whom this would just be me talking to myself for a couple hours. We're going to go ahead and end this stream the same way we end every stream. And you can say it with me if you want.